right back at you with another one. And today we have none other than two identifiable victims in this homicide report, and it would be none other than two females, a Nana and a white girl, MOB affiliates. I was sent this paperwork via Reddit, and so I'd be remiss if I didn't read this. So definitely tune in for this one. It's about 188 pages to go through. We're going to do our best to knock the whole thing out. So if you haven't done so already, definitely hit the subscribe button. And we're going to get started. We can't waste any time. Let's do it. So we have an original police department original case incident report. Of course, this is a homicide and first-degree murder. This occurrence location was a 5430 South Wabash, Chicago, Illinois, and this took place in a vehicle, non-commercial. Date occurrence, June 28th, 2017, 22:30 hours. All right. Family member notified on scene. Victim, Janine Dowell, female, black, 5'8", 170 pounds, brown eyes, brown hair, straight hairstyle, light complexion. Date of birth, 1985. Age 32 years. Victim number 2, Juliet Washington, female, black, 5'7", 145 pounds, brown eyes, black hair, straight hairstyle, dark brown complexion. Date of birth 1976. Age 41. Oh, and just another side note, my kids are awake and they're upstairs and running. So if you hear any little thumps, I've tried to tuck myself away best I could, but I definitely wanted to get this out to you guys while I could, and it's no telling when they'll go back to sleep. So let's just rock out, man. All right. So we have a witness here, individual. Of course, the name and residence is redacted as expected. And the demographics for this witness is a male, black, 5'8", 170 pounds, brown eyes, black hair, short hairstyle, dark brown complexion. Date of birth 1959, year, age 57. And there's another witness, and this is a male, black, date of birth 1993, year, age 23. All right, and we have family member notified on scene. Injury info, Dow, Janine, victim, injury fatal, gunshot wound, handgun. All right, and another injury for the victim, the second victim, Juliet Washington, had a gunshot wound and also from a handgun, and that was fatal as well. All right, and there are no relation to the offender and it's unknown at this time. There are some vehicles with some damages that we will read. It was a 2007 Chevrolet Equinox, damaged, yes, and the owner was a Juliet Washington of that vehicle. Style, a hardtop 4-door. Color is a maroon or burgundy. All right, and the second vehicle is a 2009 Nissan Maxima. Damage, no. And hardtop 4-door. And there's a third vehicle, and it's a 2014 Hyundai Sonata, and this was damaged, no. It was a hatchback 4-door. Forgot the owner of this one is also unknown, and this one is actually redacted, but the possessor is unknown. All right, and we have an event summary here, which we'll read. Event number 16413. In summary, responding officers responded to the above location for a person shot. Upon arrival, BT263E was already on the scene. Janine Dow, victim, and Juliet Washington, victim, were unresponsive inside a maroon Chevy Equinox with the windows shot out and several gunshots in the driver rear panel. Janine Dow, victim, was in the passenger seat and had sustained a gunshot wound to the head and back. Juliet Washington, victim, was in the driver's seat and had sustained a gunshot wound to the head. Ambulance number 36 and truck 51 arrived shortly after. Both victims were pronounced at 22:38 hours by Dr. Sharp at the University of Chicago Hospital. Redacted witness informed responding officer McMillan that he and the victim's vehicle were stopped at a red light at the 5500 block of Wabash Avenue facing northbound. Redacted witness stated that the victim's vehicle was behind his. Redacted stated that he heard approximately 10 shots fired and the victim's vehicle being driven by Juliet Washington, rammed into the back of a parked vehicle in an attempt to avoid the shot being fired. The parked vehicle is a Chevy Cruze, Illinois plate number redacted, expire, VIN number. The victim's vehicle then proceeded northbound and veered to the left of the road, resting on the sidewalk at 5430 South Wabash. The traffic crash was reported under RD number listed. Redacted. Witness was in the rear compartment of the victim's vehicle, at the time of the shooting. Redacted. Witness stated that he heard shots fired, then laid down in the rear to avoid being shot. He did not see who was doing the shooting and was not injured. BT 263C obtained information about a possible offender vehicle, which was a blue Nissan, which was discovered at 5713 South Calumet with a black mask and a cell phone on the back seat of vehicle. Further investigation revealed that the vehicle was stolen on June 26, 2017, reported under RD number listed. BT233R remained at that scene until the vehicle was processed by the crime lab. Redacted witness continued on home after the traffic crash, but his vehicle had some blood spatter on it, which had evidentiary value. Therefore, he vehicle was also processed by the crime lab. This scene was guarded by BT214R at 5229, South Wabash, at 5501 South Wabash, which was where the shooting occurred. There were several casings. The scene was guarded by BT223R. Victim's vehicle was guarded by B233R until processed by the crime lab. The ME office was notified, and investigator Hampton arrived on the scene at 0100 hours. Janine Dow, victim, ME case number is listed, and Juliet Washington, victim, ME case number listed. Also processing the scene was detective. All right, and then there's processing the scene there, and there's a list of all the detectives at the scene. Scroll down to another document we have is a handwritten supplementary report, and it reads event number 16413. In summary, responding officers were dispatched to the above listed location to guard the scene of a homicide. Already on scene were beat officers, detectives, all right, and ETs. Okay, so this is just the documentation that they had, where they had to remain at that actual place. All right, and we have another handwritten document. Responding officers responded to assist units of a call of a person shot. Upon arrival, responding officers searched the intersection Garfield and Wabash for shell casings and guarded the crime scene at 5430 South Wabash Avenue. Upon is scratched out. Further investigation led responding officers to a 5501 South Wabash where shell casings were found. All right, we're scrolling down to the next document. We have a cleared, closed, arrest, and prosecution document. And this is for a homicide and first-degree murder. And we have a number of victims, 2, number of offenders, 1. And this document was submitted on February 26, 2020, 1643 hours. This is a field investigation, cleared, closed, arrest, and prosecution report. Victims Juliet Washington, female, black, 41, and date of birth 1976. All right, and we have also Janine Dow, female, black, 32, year 1985. And we know their description. We have an offender here, one Brown Kevin, male, black, 24 years. That's 5'8", 130, black hair, short hairstyle, brown eyes. And we have one Samson Machiavelli, L, alias McAdoo. Male, black, 20 years. Date of birth, 97. Description, 5'8", 140, black hair, braids, hairstyle. Scar marks, LA gang, tattoo on left hand. Snitch K, tattoo on right hand. All right. And they have the victim's injuries. Of course, we read those above, and they were fatal gunshot wounds. So we'll just scroll down, and we have some vehicle info. It doesn't really list any damages to the vehicles, so we'll scroll down past that. We have some autopsy information there. All right, we'll see if we can get down into an investigation, since we got 188 pages to go through here. All right, we'll read the investigation here. This is an area central investigations, clear, close, arrest and prosecution report, and should be read in conjunction with all reports related to this record division number, excuse me. All right, and then we have 0110, homicide and first degree murder. And the date of the occurrence was June 28th, 2017, on a Wednesday at 22:30 hours. And that's the occurrence. And we have in custody, one Brown Kevin, of course, male 124. Cell phone, all that information is redacted. Gang affiliation, Black Disciples, O Block. Date, time, we already have that. He was arrested at that location. The charges are first degree murder. All right, and then we have another in custody, January 9th, 18, Samson Machiavelli, male 120. His gang affiliation is Black Disciples, Brick City, 600 Front Street. And his arrest was on the 9th of January, 2018. We have some evidence, search warrant, and they got for Facebook, and that name is redacted. Another search warrant for some DNA swabs, buccal swab for redacted Brown. Printouts of photographs shown to redacted Brown. CB photograph of Hakeem Murray. CB photograph of Machiavel Sampson. IDLC photograph of redacted. Crime scene photograph of Nissan, and another crime scene photograph of Nissan. A sealed envelope containing a buccal swab, STD administered to redacted Brown with copy of search warrant. And we have Facebook printouts, disc containing Facebook's SW results, a disc containing cellular tower search, printouts of a cellular tower, disc containing screenshots, disc containing results of Sprint search warrant, and they have Sprint. All right, and so we're getting down to investigation. On December 20th, 2019, reporting detectives received laboratory number 7 under DFS case number listed. The Illinois State Police Division of Forensic Science notified of a DNA CODIS hit from DFS item number listed. DFS item number listed consisted of one swab box containing one wet and one dry cotton swab for DNA from front passenger side door handle exterior. CODIS hit number 2 listed. It stated in association with redacted Brown, date of birth redacted 1995, SID number redacted. Responding detectives learned Brown's listed IR number redacted. Redacted Brown was arrested for possession of a stolen motor vehicle on July 6, 2017, 8 days after this double murder under Chicago police CB number listed. Brown was sentenced to 4 years in the Illinois Department of Corrections for multiple offenses. Brown was released in 2019. Reporting detectives learned that Brown is a documented member of the Black Disciples O Block faction, which is the faction located with the Parkway Gardens housing complex and associates of the 600/Brick City faction. Brown has multiple common associates of Machiavel Sampson via arrests and social media postings. And I was just going to preface this. I don't know if that's Machiavelli or Machiavel. I'm not 100% sure. And you guys can let me know in the comments if I'm reading that wrong. And I definitely want to clear that up and apologize if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Brown's co-offender during the possession of a stolen motor vehicle arrest, Hakeem Murray, was shot and killed while in the company of Machiavel Sampson in November 2017, documented under RD number listed. The incident took place at 6436 South Martin Luther King Drive, located within Parkway Gardens housing complex. On December 28, 2019, responding detectives interviewed Redacted, the owner of the stolen Nissan. Redacted was shown a photograph of Kevin Brown. Redacted stated she did not know Brown, nor did she give him permission to be inside or use her vehicle. Area Central detectives located the Facebook account Redacted with a URL of Redacted. Through an open source social media search, multiple photographs on the account appear to be Brown, including a photograph of Brown's Illinois Department of Corrections booking photograph. Responding detectives observed a post dating back to June 28, 2017, the date of this incident, stating, "What motherfuckers on? Where motherfuckers at?" Responding detectives further observed a photograph dated June 2017 depicting an individual that appears to be Brown with multiple other males holding handguns pointing at the camera. Responding detectives preserved the Facebook account under number redacted and obtained search warrant listed and on January 2nd, 2020 for the Facebook account redacted. The surveillance videos recovered during the course of this investigation depicted the passenger of the offending vehicle, Kevin Brown, to be similar height and weight as the co-offender, Sampson. At the time of Brown's arrest on July 6, 2017, Brown had a listed height and weight of 5 feet 9, 120 pounds, similar to the listed height and weight of Sampson, 5 feet 8, 140 pounds. Surveillance video recovered from the 5700 block of South Calumet captured the front passenger, Kevin Brown, exit the passenger door of the stolen Nissan. This Nissan was the vehicle used by the offenders during the commission of this double homicide. The surveillance video additionally captured Brown remove his hood while walking south on Calumet Avenue. The subject bore a strong resemblance to the physical characteristics of Brown. On January 7, 2020, reporting detectives advised gang investigations personnel, Sergeant Hickley listed and some other police officers of the facts of this investigation. Reporting detectives further advised that there was probable cause to arrest Kevin Brown for the murders of Juliet Washington and Janine Dow. On January 15, 2020, reporting detectives received the results of the Facebook search warrant. Reporting detectives discovered a photograph of Kevin Brown with multiple other members of the Black Disciples gang, including redacted. Reporting detectives further discovered a photograph dated from 2017 depicting Kevin Brown wearing a gray hooded sweatshirt similar to the gray hooded sweatshirt captured on the recovered surveillance video from this incident. Reporting detectives noted a private conversation in which redacted is inquiring who was out, to which the individual replies, "It was Blow, Buka, Mac, Manny, Muwap, DQ, Lee, Lotto." Reference multiple members of the Black Disciples gang, including Mac, a nickname for Machiavel Sampson. The Facebook account had a post that tagged redacted on February 12, 2019 that stated, "On this day my mother gave birth to my little big brother Kevin, but known as Big Scutto to you people. Redacted is the birth date of Kevin Brown." Other accounts refer to redacted as Kevin on multiple occasions. At 14:22 hours on January 15, 2020, members of the Chicago Police Department's Gang Investigation Division arrested Kevin Brown at a location. Brown was transported to the Area Central Detectives Division and placed into interview room number 6 with ERI equipment activated at 14:49 hours. Detective Simpson and reporting detectives entered interview room number 6 to interview Brown. Brown was advised of his Miranda warnings at 15:07 hours by reporting detectives. Brown stated he understood his rights and agreed to be interviewed. The following interview should be considered a summary and not a verbatim account unless otherwise noted. Refer to the archived ERI recording for a full account. Interview of a Kevin Brown. Responding detectives displayed a picture of Hakeem Murray where Brown acknowledged him, knew him. Reporting detectives displayed a picture of Machiavel Sampson. Brown stated he did not know him and had never seen him before. Reporting detectives displayed a picture of redacted. Brown stated he did not know him. Reporting detectives displayed 2 separate photographs of the stolen Nissan. Brown stated he had never seen the car and or been inside the car. Brown further denied knowing anyone who owns that kind of car. Brown was confronted with recovered DNA evidence that at 15:18 hours, Brown stated he wished to speak with an attorney. The interview was immediately terminated. At 18:59 hours, reporting detectives escorted Brown to the washroom. Upon returning to interview room number 6, Brown reinitiated the interview and stated he wished to speak with reporting detectives with an attorney present. Reporting detectives advised Brown of his Miranda warnings at 1900 hours. During the second interview of Brown, he stated, "That's just crazy because I got that odd phone call." Brown stated the phone call said his DNA was found on a stolen car and that the call was a day or two ago. Brown stated that Mac had a court date. Reporting detectives stated that Brown didn't know that until reporting detectives told Brown. Brown replied, "No, I didn't know that." Brown stated his lawyer called him whichever day Mac had court. Brown then stated it was a lawyer He didn't know, and the lawyer didn't leave a name. Brown then stated that I guess whatever y'all come up new with, y'all presented to the court. Brown stated the call was in the evening time after court. Brown then began to cry. Brown asked if he would go to trial with Mac or separately. At approximately 22:15 hours, Redacted, an attorney, arrived at the area Central Detective Division and spoke with Brown. Redacted advised reporting detectives that Brown would be invoking his right to remain silent at approximately 22:48 hours. On January 16, 2020, reporting detectives contacted the Cook County State's Attorney Felony Review Office, ASA. C. Bowden approved 2 counts of first-degree murder at 10:18 hours. Detective Simpson obtained search warrant number listed to collect a biological sample from Brown at 12:42 hours. A buccal swab of Brown was conducted in interview room number 6 by three detectives. The buccal swab was subsequently inventoried and crime scene processing reported under report number listed was created. Reporting detectives further reviewed the Facebook account Redacted. Reporting detectives notified that on multiple occasions around the time frame of these murders, the account Redacted gave the phone number of Redacted. Additionally, the Facebook account verified the cell phone number Redacted in the year 2017. Reporting detectives reviewed the cellular tower search data received from search warrants listed. Responding detectives discovered the discovered the T-Mobile cell phone number. Redacted registered an outgoing message to Redacted at 23:42 hours on June 28, 2017. The cellular tower that the message registered to was located at 1 Redacted East 61st Street. The cellular tower serviced the area near 57 Redacted Calumet Avenue and the vicinity in which the Parkway Gardens housing complex is located. Reporting detectives conducted an accurate search of the cell phone number Redacted and discovered it was registered to Redacted with a date of birth of August 31st, 96. Redacted located Redacted in the police department database data warehouse. Redacted is listed as an associate through arrests. Redacted of Kevin Brown's. Redacted is further listed an associate of Kevin Brown and Machiavel Sampson. On January 31st, 2020, reporting detectives obtained search warrant listed for the Sprint account Redacted. The cellular phone Kevin Brown was in possession of the time of his arrest. The results of this search warrant provided no known evidentiary value at this time. With the arrest and formal charging of Kevin Brown and Machiavel Sampson for the homicides of Juliet Washington and Janine Dow, this investigation is now closed by arrest and prosecution. All right, and we have another document, and this is a method in CAU code, and we'll skim through because we know some of the suspects and all of this information, and we got a lot of pages to get through. So what we'll go look for is some new information. There was none on that one. So now we have a progress violence scene. This is a field investigation progress violence scene report, and this one was submitted on July 14th, 2017. We know the victims. Right. Got the witnesses. Right. Right, and we have another investigation. Right. Of course, we know the address of occurrence, and we have the date and time of the incident. We have the victims listed, of course. Gang affiliations, none listed, and we have some injuries. We have the one Janine Powell, gunshot wound to the left side of the head, number 1 entrance. Gunshot wound to the right side of the head, number 1 exit. Gunshot wound to right wrist, number 2 entrance. Gunshot wound to right wrist, number 2 exit, re-enter, exit. And for a Juliet Washington, gunshot wound to chest, lodge, gunshot wound to upper right arm, number 2 entrance. Gunshot wound to upper right arm, number 2 exit. Gunshot wound to right wrist, number 3 entrance. Gunshot wound to right wrist, number 3 exit. Transported to, of course, office of the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office, and they were pronounced there. All right, and the cause, manner of death was determined to be multiple gunshot wounds and homicide. The weather and lighting for the time of the homicide was raining, 70 degrees, and under artificial lighting. Wanted is 2 offenders. Number 1, slender build, long hair tied in a ponytail, hooded sweatshirt. Offender number 2, male 1, short black hair, gray hooded sweatshirt and jeans. Vehicles, victims' vehicles listed as the 2007 Chevrolet Equinox in maroon in color. And it was operated by Washington. And the witness had the 2014 Hyundai Sonata, silver in color. And another witness had a 2013 Chevrolet Cruze, white in color. And another offender vehicle we have is a Nissan Maxima 4-door, dark blue in color. And the weapons are listed as an unknown handgun capable of firing 9mm and another unknown handgun capable of firing a 40 cal ammunition. All right. Manner and motive. Victim's vehicle stopped at red light when 2 offenders pull behind victim's vehicle, exit their vehicle, and began firing multiple gunshots into victim's vehicle. Offenders re-enter their vehicle and flee eastbound. Both victims expired from their wounds. Unknown motive at this time. And then they have a slew of witnesses here. Seems to be a 59-year-old, a 93-year-old. These are all eyewitnesses to the crime. I'm sorry about that. These are not the ages. Excuse me for that. These are the years of birth. This person, first witness, is 57. The next person is 23. And another was 57. And another 27. They interviewed a couple people, and that information is redacted. To be interviewed, some redacted information, and family notifications. We have some evidence that they recovered. Excuse me. Cartridge cases. Vehicle damage scale. Just pictures, close-ups of the vehicle. A lot of photographs, cartridge cases. They had a narcotic drug, 1 clear plastic bag sustained with suspect blood containing 14 individually wrapped rock/suspect crack cocaine. And we have some buccal swabs for DNA results, a lot of that. They have some evidence collection tape they I guess applied to the driver's seat to get like hair follicles probably and things of that nature. They had some eyeglasses, solid gold disposable cigarette lighter, and keys, Newport cigarette box. Judge Slater, don't know what that is. 1 knotted clear plastic bag containing crushed green plants from rear driver's side door, under floor mat. Some digital photographs. They inventoried a lot of evidence. They have some private video, which I imagine is from cameras. It says Good Shepherd Tower, Super Safe gas station. Like businesses, which are private videos, and a lot of times how the private videos get out. All right, the pods are public information, of course, but the private videos you see we have here. These are all the detectives assigned to the case. They have some gang enforcement detectives. This is a lot of police officers assigned to this case. Investigation. Reporting detective was assigned a homicide investigation at an address of 5501 South Wabash Avenue. Sergeant Murphy of this command, reporting detectives immediately proceeded to 5501 South Wabash. Upon arrival, reporting detectives observed beat 220. Regarding a crime scene, reporting detectives observed yellow crime scene tape corduroying off Wabash Avenue at Garfield Boulevard. Reporting detectives observed several expended cartridge cases in the street, sidewalk, and parkway. It should be noted that the initial general offense case report indicates the occurrence at 5430 South Wabash in error. The victim's vehicle came to rest at 5430 South Wabash Avenue. The shooting occurred at 5501 South Wabash. Reporting detectives was met by Beat 263E, who related that the victim's vehicles The victim's vehicle was at the intersection at 5501 South Wabash Avenue. PO explained that multiple gunshots were fired into the victim's vehicle. The vehicle then accelerated into the rear of a female's vehicle, NKA redacted vehicle. Redacted vehicle was pushed into the intersection. The vehicle came to a rest near the gas station. P.O. Sussens further explained that the victim's vehicle proceeded northbound on Wabash Avenue. P.O. Sussens advised reporting detectives of additional witnesses. A witness was seated in the rear of the victim's vehicle at the time of the shooting and was not injured. An additional witness was stopped at the red light next to Redacted. P.O. Sussens stated Redacted's vehicle contained blood splatter. P.O. Sussens explained that a stolen blue Nissan was located on the 5700 block of Calumet Avenue and was suspected of being related to this incident. The 5500 block of South Wabash Avenue is a two-way residential street, allowing vehicular traffic to travel northbound toward Garfield Boulevard and southbound towards 56th Street. Redacted apartments and its parking lot are located directly to the east of 5501 South Wabash. Reporting detectives noted a surveillance camera located on the west side of this building. Pangea Apartments, a large brick multi-unit apartment building, is located directly to the west. This apartment building incorporates 55 Redacted South Wabash Avenue through 55 Redacted South Wabash Avenue. Garfield Boulevard is a main arterial two-directional street that is separated down the middle by a parkway. Garfield Boulevard geographically is located at 5500 South in the city of Chicago. Garfield Boulevard allows eastbound traffic to the south of the parkway and westbound traffic to the north of the parkway. A traffic signal is located on southern end of the parkway as well as second traffic light located on the northern end. Garfield Boulevard is mixed with residential buildings and commercial businesses. Reporting detectives noted that 5400 block of South Wabash to be mixed commercial and residential in nature. Red crime scene tape was strung across Wabash Avenue, which cordoned off the crime scene at 5455 South Wabash on the southern end and 54 Redacted Wabash Avenue on the northern end. The crime scene was protected by 002nd District personnel. A Super Safe gas station is located at the northeast corner of Garfield Boulevard and Wabash. A car wash is attached to the Super Safe gas station and it occupies the space directly to the north. Dylan's Car Wash, which is located at 54 Redacted Wabash. Miss Biscuit Restaurant is located at 54 Wabash. Brick 2 flat residences are located on the east side of Wabash, north of the Miss Biscuit Restaurant. Shoals Baking Company, a large abandoned building, is located on the northwest corner of the Wabash Garfield. Reporting detectives proceeded to 54 Redacted Wabash. It met with Redacted. Redacted was sitting in her car parked at 2013 white Chevrolet Cruze bearing Illinois license plate Redacted. All interviews documented below should be considered a summary and not a verbatim account to what was related. Interview of Redacted. Redacted related to reporting detectives that she stopped at the red light at Wabash and Garfield when she heard 8 or more gunshots, and then she felt the vehicle strike the rear of her vehicle and push her into the intersection. Redacted stated she pulled over at 54 Redacted Avenue and that a maroon vehicle passed her, possibly a van, but she was not sure. Redacted related she was on the phone with her friend, Redacted, at the time of the shooting, and that her friend Redacted had heard the gunshots through the phone. Redacted related to the scene to check on her. Alright, Detective Daly relocated to 54 Redacted Wabash Avenue and interviewed Redacted. Redacted related he was standing in the rain near 59th and Wabash when Juliet Washington picked him up and agreed to drive him to the Super Safe gas station at Garfield Boulevard in Wabash. Redacted related he had known Washington and Dow from the neighborhood since they were children. Redacted stated that while stopped at the red light, Redacted heard multiple gunshots and drove down toward the floor of the back seat of Washington's vehicle. Redacted stated he did not see where the gunshots came from. Reporting detectives learned from Detective Lapadula that witness Redacted was stopped at the red light at the intersection of Wabash and Garfield. Redacted was stopped at the red light furthest north in the intersection in the right lane. Redacted then stated he heard multiple gunshots and his vehicle was struck in the rear and projected forward. Redacted stated a maroon sports utility vehicle passed his vehicle on the left side. Redacted relocated to 52 Redacted Wabash Avenue where he parked his vehicle and noticed damage to his rear bumper and blood spatter along the driver's side vehicle. Reporting detectives observed Chicago Fire Department Ambulance 36 on scene, parked at approximately 54 Redacted Wabash Avenue, facing southbound. Ambulance 36 related the following Two reporting detectives that CFD Truck 57 was on scene as well, and the victims were pronounced dead by Dr. Sharp from the University of Chicago Hospital at 22:38 hours via telemetry number 3902. Reporting detectives proceeded northbound and observed a four-door maroon Chevrolet Equinox with license plate redacted on the sidewalk at 5430 South Wabash. The vehicle was approximately 8 feet south of a tree and on a slight angle facing northwest. Reporting detectives noted that the hazard lights were activated, that the front driver's side door, front passenger side door, and rear passenger side door were ajar. Both airbags were deployed. The rear window, front passenger window, rear passenger window, and rear driver's side window were broken. Reporting detectives noted multiple points of apparent firearm damage to the vehicle. There were 3 apparent bullet holes on the driver's side rear panel, 2 apparent bullet holes in the trunk, 2 apparent bullet holes in the rear passenger side panel, and 1 apparent bullet hole near the rear passenger side window. Reporting detectives further noted 2 holes on the driver's seat headrest with an apparent corresponding exit hole on the right side of the headrest. The windshield had 2 apparent bullet holes and apparent blood spatter. There was significant damage to the front bumper of the vehicle. Reporting detectives observed pieces of a tree in the bumper and damage to the tree located to the north of the vehicle. Reporting detectives learned that the vehicle was registered to 1 Juliet Washington. Victim, now known as Juliet Washington, was seated in the driver's seat. Washington was wearing a seatbelt with her head tilted to the right and her right foot on the gas pedal. Washington's left hand was on her lap holding a pair of black framed glasses. Her right hand was resting alongside her right thigh. Reporting detectives noted Washington was wearing a black tank top, blue jeans, black sneakers, a string necklace with a wooden charm, 2 metal earrings, a yellow metal bracelet, and a yellow metal watch. Washington appeared to have suffered a gunshot wound to the chest and wrist. On the front driver's side floor was a metal wrench, bottle of orange juice, a cell phone with a purple case, and another pair of black framed glasses. Victim, now known as Janine Dow, was seated in the front passenger seat. Dow was wearing a seatbelt with her head tilted down and her hands on her lap. Reporting detectives observed a gunshot wound to Dow's head and right wrist. Dow was wearing a white t-shirt with apparent blood stains, gray sweatpants, and black sandals with silver straps partially off her feet on the floor. On the front passenger side floor, reporting detectives noted a blue baseball cap, red plastic cup, a bottle of Hennessy liquor, and a plastic bag containing multiple smaller plastic bags, each containing a white substance. Suspect, cocaine. 002nd District personnel related to reporting detectives that they recognized Dow from previous encounters. In the back seat of the victim's vehicle, noted broken glass and 1 black high-heel shoe on the back seat. Reporting detectives further observed 1 black high-heel shoe on the rear passenger floor and a black coat partially hanging out of the vehicle. Reporting detectives learned from Beat 6715H that a witness saw the shooting and that the witness watched as the suspect's vehicle fled eastbound down Garfield Boulevard from the shooting. The witness followed the vehicle, a dark blue Nissan Maxima 258 in Calumet. The suspect's vehicle turned northbound onto Calumet and parked. The witness flagged down Police Officer Homer and stated that he called 911 twice and followed the suspect's vehicle from the scene to where the suspects parked the vehicle. The witness pointed to the vehicle parked at 57 redacted South Calumet Avenue, a dark blue 2009 Nissan Maxima with Illinois license plates redacted. P.O. Homer related that the witness was driving a dark-colored pickup truck but chose not to leave his name. P.O. Homer related to reporting detectives that the parked Nissan contained a mask in the back seat and a cell phone in the center console. P.O. Homer further stated that the vehicle had been previously reported stolen. Reporting detectives learned the vehicle was stolen from 3120 South Calumet under RD number redacted. The vehicle was secured as a crime scene by Beat 233R. Alright. And we will take a break right there and we'll jump back into a part 2, man. We have so much more to read. If you haven't done so already, definitely hit that subscribe button and we'll be jumping right back into this document after I take care of a couple things. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope you guys are enjoying this so far. Like I said, please hit the subscribe button because I will be dropping a part two, hopefully later tonight. But definitely want to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss it and turn your notifications on. Peace.